President Trump facing growing backlash from some members of his own party over the DOJ's criminal inquiry targeting Federal Reserve Chair Jerome Powell, in what Powell calls an effort to pressure him to meet the president's demands to cut interest rates. Key Senate Republicans speaking out against the investigation.
I know Chairman Powell very well. I will be stunned. I will be shocked if he has done anything wrong.
North Carolina's Tom Tillis vowing to block any Trump-Fed nominees.
It's another example of amateur hour as far as I'm concerned.
And in an extraordinary joint statement, every living former Fed chair, several Treasury secretaries, and other top economic officials issuing a rare rebuke of the Trump administration, warning the inquiry threatens the Fed's independence and the U.S. economy, writing in part, it has no place in the United States, whose greatest strength is the rule of law. Even Trump's Treasury Secretary Scott Bessent has expressed frustration with the investigation to President Trump, according to a source familiar with their conversation, calling it a distraction. House Speaker Mike Johnson backing the administration.
No, the Justice Department is not being weaponized.
The White House denies the president sought an investigation of Powell.
No. As for whether or not Jerome Powell is a criminal, that's an answer the Department of Justice is going to have to find out.
Powell says the Federal Reserve was issued grand jury subpoenas last week, tied to his Senate testimony last June about the Fed's multi-billion-dollar renovation of its D.C. headquarters. The president has repeatedly blasted Powell over the project, which does not draw on taxpayer dollars.
I'd love to fire his ass. He should be fired. Guy's grossly incompetent. And he should be sued.
The U.S. Attorney for D.C., Jeanine Pirro, writing on social media, her office contacted the Fed to discuss cost overruns and his testimony, but, quote, were ignored, necessitating the use of legal process, which is not a threat. And later today, the president is expected to visit a Ford plant and deliver a speech in Detroit, part of a White House effort to refocus on the economy as we begin a midterm election year in which polls have shown voters losing confidence in the president's handling of their pocketbook issues. Craig.
Garrett Haake from the White House. Garrett, thank you.
Hey, thanks for watching. And don't forget, you can catch the Today Show every morning on NBC or take Today when you're on the go. Just follow the Today podcast on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, or wherever you listen.